What's going on, beautiful people on the internet? Okay, so right now we are shooting on the Canon V1. I guess, do you call this thing a power shot? Or is that what Sony calls their little point and shoot camera? But anyways, point and shoot camera, right? So I have you guys on a car mount. Many of you probably don't know, and I probably never talked about this, but I have a love-hate relationship with car mounts. I've owned a car mount a long time ago, a suction cup car mount to be exact. And I broke my RX 100 Mark 7. Matter of fact, I'll just show you right now. I broke the zoom part. Now it can zoom, but you only really can zoom when it's not recording. So this is my Sony RX 100 Mark 7. And if you listen, you hear that? All right, yeah. So that is because this camera dropped off of a suction cup car mount and broke the zoom. So ever since then, I've never purchased another car mount, a suction mount system ever again. Now I know that was like 6 years ago. They've gotten so much better. And listen, the one I had was a piece of junk in the first place. It was made by a particular company that's not really known for suction cups, but the suction cup was really made for like GoPros and stuff, right? And small cameras like the RX 100 Mark 7. But anyways, I got a new one. This is the SmallRig 2-cup suction cup mount system. I'll put a picture somewhere. I wanted to test it out just to see if I like it. And hopefully this camera doesn't fall. I've already been driving around with it so far, and it's actually worked out very well so far. So I'm going to get back on the road and just see if this thing bounces around too much. Now, with my Canon V1, I do have the IBIS, the digital stabilization on. I think just on the first level. I know there's like 2 different levels of strength, just on the first one. So hopefully it doesn't wobble too much. But anyways, all right, let's go. I actually was on my way to Target because I have to go buy some Kleenex for my my oldest daughter. Everyone in the house is sick and she's still dealing with a cold. So, yeah, I'm on my way there. But anyway, so suction car mounts are really, really cool. And I've always had a love for them, but I've never had a legitimate one. This is an actual legitimate one. Now, this SmallRig 2 suction cup car mount is made for, give me 1 second to get out the parking lot. Now this suction cup mount is designed for like GoPros, small little point and shoot cameras like the RX 100 Mark 7 or the Canon V1. It is made for small. Now they claim that you can put a small DSLR camera on here. Would I do that? No. But I do have to say, the suction is very strong on the 2 suction cups that comes with this mount. Very strong. Like I literally tried to pull it off, and I could not. You have to unsnap it to even try to get it off. And then when you unsnap it, because there's two little hinges that pop down on the mount. Even when you pull those up, the suction is so strong that you can't hardly pull it off even when you pull those things up. It takes some strength to get it off. So my confidence is a little high for this mount right now, just because of how strong the suction cups are. And again, I'm gonna pop up the picture. I bought this off Amazon. I'm pretty sure you can go to Amazon. Most everyone has Amazon, or you can go to any camera store that sells it, and yeah, you can buy it. But anyways, so why would you want a car mount system like this? Well, I mean, simply put, it's so you can talk to the camera. I know for me, my favorite place to be outside of my house, right, is my car. Not because I have a fancy car or anything like that, just because it's a relaxing place for me to be, away from all family and kids, to be honest. When I'm feeling stressed out and I just need to get away, I'm either going to ride my motorcycle or I'm going to get in the car and just take a drive. Now, where I live is like so beautiful, and like we live close to the mountains. I'm like 5 minutes away from the mountains. Like I literally live close to the mountains here. And then I live about 25-30 minutes away from the coast. So for me, it is always just relaxing. And I never really had a car mount system that I trusted, for one, or I did look at car mounts and they were so expensive. This is a fairly inexpensive product that, again, if you're going to use point and shoot cameras or GoPros, this is a really great system to look at. So yeah, I wanted a system that I could put in my car and maybe just make a video real quick inside my car that I don't have to stress about, right? That I can trust. So that's why I bought this system. I have a lot of videos that sometimes I have good ideas to make, but if you have a car, the few things you'll understand if you've ever tried to record inside your car without a mount is that, well, if you take a turn, guess what? That camera's gonna go sliding. It will go sliding. Or if it doesn't go sliding and you figure that part out, if you don't have a really nice mount that lifts it up, well, guess what? Now your view is going to be obstructed by either your infotainment center or your steering wheel. And so I wanted something that was going to keep me in the corner over here, nice little side profile, and I don't have to think about it. That's the biggest thing about a suction cup mount. It's a system that, listen, you don't have to think about. You just throw your camera up and then you can focus on driving. And that's the big key for me, is being able to trust the system. I know I've said that many times already, but being able to trust the system that it's going to do its job and hold your camera steady so you can focus on driving. Now I have to say, I'm very, very confident, again, in this system. Why are these people driving so slow? Damn, speed limit 65, we're going 55. But anyways, so far so good. This thing's really not moving. And there's not a lot of vibrations coming through the mount system here. I can see a little bit of jittering, and it probably shows up on the Canon V1, but it doesn't look like a lot of movement, which tells me it is really tightly attached to my windshield here. So yeah, all right, so I'm gonna check back in with you guys once I get to Target, and then I'll conclude this video. You know what I thought about? I'm really hoping the dual pixel autofocus is tracking me right now, because I really don't want this to pulse when it comes to the autofocus. But this is also going to be a good test for dynamic range, because like this is a very bright little spot here, and like there's not a lot of light on me right now. So I'll be very curious to take this back and see how well this camera is doing when it comes to the dynamic range and keeping everything nice and I guess flat. I don't know what to say about that, but so right now I'm using the DJI Mic Minis. I really do like these. I actually like these more than I like the DJI Mic 2s and the originals, because I think they sound just as good as the originals, but they're so small. But that just makes me think about the new DJI Mic 3s, right? And how small they are. They're basically the Mic Minis with 32-bit flow. So they've gotten rid of the freaking mic jack, the lavalier spot on them, and basically they're just Mic Minis. So I'm very curious of what people think about those, just because like I'm not a fan. I don't have a desire to buy the Mic 3s for the 32-bit float, just simply because these mics sound great. The mic minis sound great. If you get your levels right in your camera, there's really no need for 32-bit float. Like, unless you're like going into a place that you know is like unpredictable when it comes to sound. But for the most part, things like this, I don't really need 32-bit float. It's kind of overkill, if you ask me. So for once, I think I am going to forego buying a DJI mic, just because, again, I don't feel like I have a need for the Mic 3s right now, because the Mic Minis are so good. Now, it's not a knock against DJI. I think the Mic 3s are a really great product, but again, I just don't have a need for a 32-bit float in such a small little compact body. Now, that could change at some point. I'm not really sure. But, you know, only time will tell if I decide to pick those things up. As of right now, I don't think I will. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I'm at Target. I'm going to let you go. Hope you guys have a great day. So this has just been a small little test. I think for me, the SmallRig 2 suction cup mount has kind of passed the test for me. I think I will start using it more. I think when I go on my drives and I have something to say to you guys, I'm just going to start using this. I'm going to keep the suction cup mount in my car, and yeah, whenever I feel like talking, I'm just going to throw it up. You know what I really like about the Canon V1 is the fact that it all can fit in this little sling. Now, I know that a lot of you would say this is a fanny pack or whatever. I don't use it as a fanny pack. This is a sling for me. It goes in over my arm, and I use it like a little backpack in a sense. But yeah, the car mount, where's my little microphone system, and the freaking camera all fits in this little bag. That's what's great about this Canon V1. I can take it anywhere. I'm not sure about the dynamic range. Hopefully this looks pretty good when I edit it. I am shooting in C-Log 3 or whatever. I think that's what this camera has. But yeah, I'm interested to see this. I've always been excited about using this Canon V1, but I just never had a real good case use because I've basically been sitting inside my house. But this mount gives me a great option and a great reason to use this camera once again, because I have a lot of cameras that I literally just don't use. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.